flyer to the guest teacher so that they can figure out, really it's like if they need to take attendance so they can quickly know who's not here. Or if, say there's like a fire drill or something after they're 10 minutes into class. This also works as like their roster of who they should be looking for outside. But guys, again, it was just totally random. Like I shuffled up the cards. It's random. So, eyes up on the board for a second, even if you're not as far into the ebook as you want to be. Eyes up at the board. Tomorrow when I'm not here, and this is also why I went ahead and said let's just do 218 and 219, you can work on that tomorrow. Like, essentially, tomorrow's a work day. Or you can work on any homework you still needed to do this week. Or you can work on missing work that maybe you forgot to turn in last week. Which, guys, I have papers to pass back. If you turned stuff in yesterday, it's updated. Like, I try to update pretty darn fast. You got to be patient with teachers because, like, people have families, people have things outside of school. But, like, I try to update really quick because I know I'm putting lots of grades in math, so I try to update them quickly. Map work for other classes. So when you check map, if something shows up and you're like, oh crap, I need to do that. Khan Academy and do extra practice. Guys, remember, you can do whatever you want in Khan Academy. Which actually, do you guys want to check Khan Academy? See how far we made it in the LearnStorm? Because this is going to determine some prizes here eventually. Will somebody throw the door shut, please? LearnStorm has crashed. Well, that's not good. We're trying to reload it, but if it just shows up the same thing that I got last time, it's not your fault. LearnStorm has crashed. Remember, you are trying to get in the ebook. So you are getting in the ebook to 218. However, we still want to check 217. Anyone still need this screen to know what we're doing? Let's talk about 217. Alright, Khan Academy might just be broken. This might not happen today. 217. Yes, we're getting to the ebook, but beyond that, you don't know what else to do. 217. So not, guys, not 217 in the ebook. We're looking at 217 up front. So where's your 217 practice? Get it out, because that was on the list of things to have out. Oh, we're not copying things right now. We can look at it. We can like pay attention to what happens, but we need to do it outside of class. Guys, if you're going to copy homework, at least don't do it right in front of my face. Wait. Question? 217. Oh, probably because you were absent. I think you were absent yesterday? Yeah, glad to have you back, Ada. So, guys, again, if you're ever absent, like, and if I'm not here, I don't know, if I'm outside of my classroom or I'm absent, your work is going to be in these two things, and the numbers are kind of sticking out. So until I run out of extras, like Ada could come back here and look on her own, but I told you guys, like, check with me if I'm here. So your work is always going to be in these two columns, or whatever you want to call it. So guys, just when walking around, I know some of you guys are in the Homework Help website. You should not be in the Homework Help website. We should be in the eBooks website. So ebooks.cpm.org. And then you log in. You have to log in to get into the ebook. You log in with Google. So this move that they pulled in 67 is illegal. What would the tiles need to be able to take both of them off? Owen?
On the same side.
Dang, you guys. Oh, come on. If you didn't put your last name on it, we're going to pass it back around. If you put your last name on it. Because everything is first name, last name, guys. We have to have your last name. It's how things are sorted pretty much everywhere. But I can't work with just your last name, because even that, there's crossover and everything else. First name, last name on everything, guys. 68, sorry, it's kind of tough to read. If you didn't know your properties and you couldn't answer this question, you didn't use your math notes. And if you're frantically copying right now, please don't. Doesn't it need to go behind you guys? Because Beatrix and Simon also need to put their last names on here. Don't worry, you guys aren't the only ones to try to, stop short. So, associative property is what we associate together, what we group with parentheses. When you associate someone, you're like grouped with them. Alex?
I have been looking at my math notes, but I still couldn't answer it because I couldn't find where in the math notes.
Thank you for asking. I love showing the clarifying. So, in our math notes, we also should have some algebra tile drawings in our notes somewhere that probably help us on our homework when we have algebra tiles on our homework. But in our math notes for this chapter, we flip a page back, another page back, thank you, another page back, and we spot commutative property. And it shows us both for addition and for multiplication. Then if we flip one more page back, like essentially the back of this page, right? It's kind of printed front back. Associative, and we don't really use the identity property much, but it's there. And then the inverses of those properties. Well, if you have your math notes, hopefully your math notes aren't blurry. See what I did there? These are in your math notes. Guys, I try to set you up for success. So associative deals with moving parentheses, right? So these parentheses moved. We regrouped. We reassociated. Commutative property deals with numbers or values moving around. Not the parentheses, but the actual values. So from like here to here, the 8 and the x swapped places. So that is commutative property to get to here. Then what did they do to go from here to here? They added the like terms of the x's. Now the 8 is still there, but can we add 8 with 4x? No. So then what did they do next? They moved the parentheses, so associative, and then they did like terms. Any questions on the properties problem? Remember, this is being recorded. You can always go check it on YouTube. Figure 4 would be a 5x5. Figure 6 would be figure 5 would be a 6x6. Keeps going kind of like that. It's always one wider, one taller than the figure number. So if we extended this table for 5, 6, 7, that's a different tile pattern. Repeating matters. Figure 8, that's a not. If it was plus 4, yeah, it'd be 33. No.
What? But you didn't add it.
Yeah, I know, that's on purpose. So when I go through and I look at your homeworks, if all you did was copy mine, you won't have 8 either. It's a trap.
I still do.
Maddie's upset because she had a user error while eating her sucker
That's
and the
not
top
true.
popped off the stick and
That's
she's
not
very upset about
It
this.
is true.
Moving
Okay,
on.
well, like, it just went after
You know how
that
you,
assessment.
you know how you do the opposite of earn candy? Take up my class.
May we please have Casey Kanagata to the Perry office?
I mean,
Casey Kanagata.
but we do need to keep moving on and checking this, especially because this is what you came to talk to me about earlier. When we use these algebra tiles, you want to double check that you got the dimensions, guys, the length of y squared. The length of y squared is y. The length is not y squared. The tile is y squared. The edge length is y. And guys, I would suggest, like I did, label everything all the way around as you like walk around.
But it's not 54.
Did I make a math mistake?
Maybe I just.
Ahmad, is there a reason you're checking map instead of checking homework? Because we can check map whenever, but really now is your only chance to check homework. Even if you don't have 217 done, we should be looking at it together. Did I make a mistake, or did you guys make a mistake?
I think the well, I got 54. Same. Me too.
X is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Did I forget? Oh, this should be plus 2.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity
What?
here. What? Like,
You told me to leave it until class. So technically, that's your problem. This is your fault. This is all your fault.
So,
My handicap
all of those
subtraction is your fault.
because 1, 2, 3, 4, but -2 or -2 from this missing section right here, those should have been 2s. Of course.
says 12 plus 2 plus 40 equals 53.
Yeah, we just changed that. We were figuring out why my answer was wrong.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah, if you've been listening to Owen, he brought that up first of saying, wait a minute. So 54. 113, or did I make another mistake?
No, it's
It's like trick or treat up in my classroom. You just find my mistakes. Get candy. And matching things. Calculator check. Any questions? Alright, in your ebook, what you are looking for is problem. I have it open, it's just in a different tab.
Oh, can I collect the cards to get a piece of candy?
Now I lost it. In 218, you're looking for 72's E-tool. 72 E-tool. That's where you want to go. Then work with your partner. Now, guys, this is pretty sweet, but it's only so sweet. It does not flip the tiles for you. So as you move things around, be aware if you cross that center line, you got to click the tile to flip it. Look up here. So as you're dragging a tile across, if this is what you want to do, you click it and it flips over. Okay, so if you click it, it will flip. You guys got to keep track of what you're doing. Okay, so work together.
Well, okay, but like, I reminded you. You would have been lost. 2.1. Oh.
And then talk to me later about your great behavior through class. Your great teamwork. Nice. So, chapter 2. 218. And then, like I showed you up there, you're looking for the 72. Now, Ella and Aquan, you're supposed to be working together. Not just beside each other, but working together.
Click it, chase it.
Gus, what did you guys do to start? Alright. So Gus's group, you maybe went a different direction. Gus's group said drag everything up, flip it over when you do it. Drag, flip, drag, flip, drag, flip, drag, flip, drag, flip, drag, flip. So now, Ada, if you have to follow the routes that you just got guided on, what could we do now?
Combine the negatives and positives.
Do some destruction, right? Get rid of some zero pairs.
Yeah.
We're going to put together things that will then just...
You can also
Wait a minute. Did you guys also figure out that if you click drag, you can remove multiple things at once?
Oh my god.
Yeah, click drag and you're going to remove multiple things at once.
Oh my gosh, today.
I can't tell if that's a swear or not.
No, it's not.
All right, Ned Flanders.
What is that?
Anyone understand the joke about Ned Flanders?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a character from The Simpsons, and when he like goes to say bad words, it's always like diddly darn. It's like they're not actually bad words. It's like conflab it. All right. So I followed what Ada said. So now, Charlie, can I tell which side is greater?
The right side is greater than left.
Well, the right side doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah, but it's like, which one is like more close to like positives? Zero is more close to positives.
So nothing is bigger than -3. Because what would you rather have? $0 or owe me $3? By the way, you all owe me $3. It's your teacher tax. You gotta, every month. It's a joke. No, come on. You don't owe me anything. Let's go try 94. So go back to the ebook page. Or not 90, sorry, 74. Now what is different? Sure, you can close out of the first tab. What is different about this one that a couple of you already noticed from tonight's homework? What is different about this one? Evelyn? They're what? Ooh, they are using X tiles. That's a good, good notice. So I'm going to pull 72 back up and click back and forth. You don't need to do this, but here, check it out. Look up here real quick. Here was 72. Here is 74. 72, 74. I feel like the eye doctor. Better or worse? Better. What's in between the left and right here? Which is greater? What's in between the left and right here? This means they're equal. The double line down the middle means they are equal. So take a minute, play with this with your partner, figure out what to do here.
Let's just flip it. Let's just flip it up and start combining. And then I took one X from each
Wait, so you have to make it
No, they are equal.
Oh, right.
How do you tell if something's bigger?
That's why we told you they're equal, because now we're involving x's. So if we didn't tell you they're equal, you would just get stuck and well, now we can't do anything because we don't know what x is. But if I tell you they're equal, we can actually use that to figure out what x is.
So do we just take it and X to Y? Oh, I get it now.
Mick, what would you do first here?
So first it would be, I would flip them over. I flip them all over.
Mick wants to flip some tables. Or, no, wait, tiles. Algebra tiles. I will math. Okay, so, wait. Just over there or both sides? Oh, of course, both sides. So then, Claire, what could we do now if we have to follow the road Mick took?
We can put the positives and negatives together to make it 0.
Make some zeros and get them out of here. Okay. Laurel, what now?
Now you can take 1x from each side and throw them out because they cancel each other out.
Ooh, take the same thing off of both sides. Okay. Amir, what now? If I only had the two x's over here, could we figure out what x is worth?
3.
Look up here. Look up. If we only had the two x's over here, this would be manageable. How could I destroy? Now, remember, in math, there's a lot of times that you can do whatever you want as long as you do it fair, right? So, how could I destroy two negative ones? Adding two positives. Sorry, if I'm not using cards, you can kind of just raise hands or shout out or whatever. So, I know other math teachers are like, man, you don't just shout out. But, yeah, if I don't call on somebody, you can kind of just, we're having a conversation, right? This is class. Watch. If I bring in two positive ones to this side, what would I also have to do? Anybody?
Bring them in on the other side.
Do the same over here. So I do that. Am I still fair?
Yes.
Like what I did was fair. I gave everybody a piece of candy. I gave 2 to both sides, right? Now I can do zeros again.
Good morning, Phoenix. Could we please have Sam Davis to the office? Sam Davis, please come to the
So
office.
now, bye. And what do I have on my mat that I could like write out? Since I know this means equals, what would I write out in this situation? Anybody?
X equals 3.
Well, before that, don't jump to the answer. Will Smith dies at the end of the movie. No, I want to watch the movie, man. Let me see what it's
Sorry, 2x equals 6.
2x equals 6. And then what would we do, Evelyn, to get to the answer?
Sam Davis to the office.
Can I subtract an x? Because couldn't I just minus an x?
I mean, if you minus 3 from 6.
We cannot minus an x because, guys, look up here. Can I take an x away from both sides?
No.
No. Look up here. Could I split this into groups and try to evenly split? Yeah. So what would each x be worth? 3. 3 O's, the magic. All right. So try this, but written out. We're gonna actually do what we call algebra on 218. Algebra. So on 218. We have these situations here. Now, if you would like to get out some tiles, you may. I forgot to put them conveniently. They're over here on the shelf, but I don't think you actually need them. What we're essentially practicing is inverse operations. If you want to get some graph paper out to have some more space to write, absolutely fine. But I'm going to try to actually honestly give you 5 minutes to work on this. Now, the other option for tiles... Friends, keep paying attention for just another moment. Here in the 218 page, if you... Was it this one? No. There's a way to get to this, but clean. Totally reset. I'm trying to remember how to get here. What we're looking for is where CPM has just the general tools. Either way, go ahead and start trying to do it on paper. I'll try to remember how to find the other. There's another way to get to this. So if you search, all I did, if you really want to keep using the computer thing, if you search CPM Algebra Tiles tool, there's another way to get there from in your ebook. But if you just click on CPM Tiles, you can then, if you guys really want to do this, you could then set up the equation mat 2, the positive negative, or equation mat 1 just has left side equal to right side. And then you can add algebra tiles. So you click drag to add. But I feel like that's going to take a while. Let's practice one of these together, right? So let's look at 75A. I'm still going to give you a minute to try to do this on your own while I let the timer reset. But let's make sure we all understand what we're doing. We're going to do 75A in just a moment, which I think I should have. You are welcome to be talking with each other. You can't write on purple in purple. Guys, this is exactly what you're going to be doing on your homework. So if you don't practice it now, it feels like a poor choice. So on my one side of my mat, I have 3 X's and 7 negative 1 tiles. On the other side, I just have 2 positives. Ella, what do you... So when you imagine this mat in your head, right? Hopefully you haven't lost your imagination yet. what would you start to do? Because our goal is get only x's on one side, and then our goal is get it to 1x. What do you think?
Sorry, I'm not looking. I'm on a pencil.
You're good, so you want to pass right now? Just because you weren't quite with us? Vivian, what are you thinking? Beatrix? Ahmad? Evelyn?
Okay, so you have to add +7 to.
I'm going to show this because so many people passed. Go ahead and keep talking if you want.
Okay, so you have to add +7 to the one side, and then add it to the other side of the 2 as well.
Look up here, because like a third of the class already passed. Here's what we have. 3x -7 equals 2. Are you with me that if we shut our eyes and try to imagine this, like this is kind of what I'm trying to get you guys to see. Then Evelyn said, I'm going to
You add 7 to both sides, +7.
add 7 to both sides. What?
Nope.
What does that do on the left-hand side?
Cancels them
Just
out.
Make all of these zeros, but I can't just do it over here, so I have to also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is why I said this is going to take a long time if we try to do this with each one of these. We could instead just write +7. So do that on your paper if you haven't yet. We're going to add 7 on both sides. Because that destroys the -7. Or I guess we can call it minus Mr. Hall. He's not going to watch my videos, but I'm still going to keep fighting with him. Because that's how you become like better, right? You're trying to become a better math teacher by having these conversations. So on the left-hand side, what do we have now? Anybody? 3x, right? Because these are all zeros, we said, and they all get out of here. What do we have on the right-hand side now? 9. And if I had 3 x's and I only want 1, can I take away x's? No. Can I split them up into groups? And do 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1? Or the math I could write is what? Divide by 3. And x, or 1x, if you want to be mildly redundant. I kind of like being redundant. You can even put the multiplication symbol if you want to be real redundant. What's 1x equal?
3.
Hey, look, another 3. All right, so go ahead and try to do that algebra on like B, and then if you get B done, do C. And if you get C done, you get the theme.